Good morning to all of you. Today's topic is management of change. Management of change. How we manage change in the organization. And it's a here the discussion will focus around the change management from conventional businesses to e-commerce. If anyone transforming its business from conventional physical business to e-commerce platform or e-business platform, right? And as such a larger scenarios, we will discuss with a larger scenario of the change management, how we manage changes, right, in the organizations and in different scenarios, the change management in different scenario in the organizations. To change is to move from the present to the future, to move from present to future, and from known information to relatively unknown information. Therefore the change can be defined as to make or become different, give or begin to have a different form, right? So this is the information. And factors affecting change, advocates of change, means suppose in an organization some employees may resist against the change. They want to maintain the status quo. They don't want to change. So this is, and some are advocates of the change. We have to change in this direction. We have to take our business in this way. We have to adopt this new technology. So we have to be trained and get training and get change our mindset. The second is degree of change. How much change is required? Degree of change. Time frame. Time frame. What will be the time frame? A quarter of 6 months or 1 year, or what will be the time frame? Impact on culture. If you are introducing new machinery in a production unit, then how the new machinery will impact the culture of the organization, the existing culture of the organization, right? If your company is transforming its most of the businesses from physical business, from a physical store to online store, then how the culture will be, what will be the new culture of the organization, what will be the working processes and all, right? Because we have different scenario, we'll have a different scenario in online e-commerce business. We have to look after of ordering systems and deliveries and all. That is, nothing happens on the physical system, right? Evaluation of change, how change will evaluate. Flow of change, how change occurs, what should be the flow. The change readiness assessment, right? How many employees are ready for the change and up to which level, what is their readiness. The bigger a larger change scale, which I have seen in my life, is in the organizations, especially in government organizations, when they adopted the computers on government organizations. Even in banks, even in government offices, they adopted, how they slowly accepted the computerization, computerization. We cannot say automation, but working on computers, right? And that takes a long way, many years. Government have consulted many companies for training for the employees. Similarly in banks as well, right? Suppose in your office there are 20 workers or employees are working, so they they made five groups of 5 employees. They are sending for the training, computer training, so that they can operate easily Word, Excel, and all the required packages, and can take printouts, can email, and all those. Right? These were the changes. Initially, at the first stage, when the hardware were supplied to these offices, and they were just lying aside. The new computers, new desktops were laying aside as a showpiece, not even a showpiece, because nobody was able to operate them. Then came the training process. So in the organization, change readiness assessment. How many employees are ready and up to which level? Change agents and sponsors. In corporates, normally in corporates, what happens if you want to change the workings or the culture, some sort of, right, or implement going new radical changes, re-engineering, as we discussed yesterday. So they hire the consultants. Company hires a consulting firm for change, consulting firms for change as change agents or sponsors, change agents, or they hire new employees as well. New manager, head of the organization may be new for managing the all changes, right? Bringing the changes in the organization. Communication and feedback is the next step, the third was how you will communicate among the employees. Communication and how you are collecting the feedback of the employees regarding the change, so that you can manage that. Transition to new workplace skills. Transition to new workplace skills. Resistance management, because everybody is not going to accept the change easily. So you have to manage the resistance of the employees as well. So you need to know the feedback at the third stage. You need to understand the feedback. You need to communicate well and get feedback, so that you can manage the resistance of the employees. This is the flow of change, how the flow of change is managed. Organizational change. If we talk about organizational change, involves planned and unplanned transformation in an organization. It is the movement from current stage to some future and preferred stage. As I said, here our context to understand is, suppose a company is in the business from last 20-30 years, and they are now in a physical business, maybe a large store on a Rajpur road. Now they are planning to shift their business on, or transform their business on online mode, e-business, e-commerce as well. So they want to operate in the both the mode. So they will have to manage the changes. Who will look after that, the new mode, right? It is a continuous process. Change management is also a continuous process. And importance of organizational change, mission changes. Mission may be changes, right? Strategic changes, operational changes, including structural changes. If we talk about a production unit, then we will talk about the structural changes. Operational changes, the operations in a store, in a physical store, are different, and operations on a e-commerce stores are different. Getting the point? The operational changes management. Technological changes. If we adopt new technology, if we are going for the new machinery, if you are going for the e-commerce and a new technology, right? The technology changes we have to handle. Changing the attitudes and behaviors of the personnel. Attitude, this is the main thing. And mostly we focus on this topic. Changing the attitudes and behaviors of the personnel, so that you can manage the change in an organization. Getting the point? So that you can manage and implement the change in the organization, and you can achieve your objectives. When we talk about implementing the change, two main approach to change in organization is top down change and bottom up change. Top down and bottom up change. Change management iceberg: quality, cost, time. Management issue. Issue is management. Acceptance, promoters, potential promoters, hidden opponents, how they are going to accept it, right? And management of resistance to change. What is it? Resistance occurs when the change is not interpreted well or understood. Communication problem. Change is not communicated well in advance. Because of that, resistance occurs. It is expected and represents different interests within the organization. Manager's role is to clarify the meaning of change. Meaning of change. How you have to change what is going on. Resistance is a very real and common issue that is faced by change managers during the process of change. The resistance for managing the resistance from employees you will get, or maybe from the customers one time. You may get resistance from the customers if you are changing something, right? And for that you have to be well prepared. You have to at first you have to communicate well in advance. You are going to change such and such thing, and how this will affect different employees. We can say the employees and customers and financial institutions you are associated with, because the company is associated with, right? Why change is resistance? Dislike of change. Most of the people in the company, at mainly long tenure employees, tenured employees, they don't want to accept, they doesn't accept change easily. Dislike of change. If someone is working in a frame particular machine from 20 years, so he will not be ready to work with a different machine. You are saying that it is outdated and you are going for a new one in place of that. The resistance will be naturally will come. Discomfort with uncertainty. Discomfort, right? Perceived negative effects of interest. Attachment to the organizational culture, identity, right? Attachment, emotional attachment with the things, the culture. Lack of conviction that change is needed. So we must communicate that change is needed, make mentally prepared to the employees. Only then we can implement, and the resistance levels will be very low. Lack of clarity as to what is needed, right? So well communication in advance will be helpful in this regarding that. Belief that the specific change being proposed is inappropriate. Inappropriate change has been proposed from the management or from the particular change manager, right? Believe that the timing is wrong. They may think that this should be done at in winters when the season low, and whatever may be, the timing is wrong. Excessive change, radical changes. Acceptance with the radical changes will be low and resistance levels will be high, right? Cumulative effects of other changes in one's life. Reaction to the experience of previous changes. May have faced some bad experience from the previous changes, so resistance because of that may be high. Disagreement with the way the change is being managed. Dealing with resistance to change. How one can deal with resistance to change. Education and communication, that as I said, that is the most important part and the most strong way to deal with the resistance. Advantage creates willingness to help with the change. Creates willingness to help with the change. Disadvantages can be time consuming. Time consuming. Participation and involvement. Advantage adds information to change. Let's everyone participate in the process. Its advantage, it adds information to the change, means all have can everyone can give a new idea, right? A new suggestion. Disadvantages can be very time consuming if we are going to involve most of the people in the organization, and the organization is large. Support. Advantage of support directly satisfies specific resource or adjustment needs. And disadvantage can be time consuming, can be expensive. Right? Negotiation helps avoid major resistance. If we negotiate with people, the major resistance helps in avoiding major resistance. Can be expensive, can cause others to seek similar deals. Manipulation, quick and inexpensive, can create future problems if people sense manipulations, right? Manipulating will be accept if someone knows accepting can be transferred to the other department, and some types of manipulation can be done. Some things up what is it toward to and resistance to change. This is a, you can read, I will send the slide on the Kodak case study. In 1980, after inventing and patenting a dry plate formula and a machine for preparing large numbers of plates, George Eastman founded the Eastman Kodak Company. By 1884, Kodak had become a household name after he replaced glass photographic plates with a roll of film. Right. This is the product became user friendly, as convenient as the pencil. This is about Kodak strategy and failed strategy of the Kodak. You can go through the, I will send the slides as well. Organizational change. Change is the law of nature. Those who change survive, those who do not, yes, definitely. We have to change. Organizations have to change. If we are making change, we are upgrading ourselves. If we are changing with time, then we can survive. Otherwise, we cannot. Right? Change is the law of nature. Change refers to an alternation in a system, whether physical, biological, or social. Change refers to an alteration in a system, physical, biological, or social. Organizational change is defined as it is a process of alteration of work environment in organization. It implies a new equilibrium between different components of the organization, that is, with respect to technology, structural arrangement, job design, and people. Changes may be with respect to technology, the new technology implementation, and outdated technology. As I said about re-engineering, structural arrangement means process changes in the organization. Structural arrangement, when we talk about structural arrangement, it means process changes. Job design, changing the roles of the employees in the organization, that can be a human resource related change in the organization, and a people related change in the organization. Features of the organizational changes, most of we have discussed. Let's see. Organizational change disturbs the old equilibrium as the new equilibrium is developed due to the change. This type of new equilibrium depends upon the degree of change and its impact on the organization. Change may affect the whole organization. Some part of the organization may be affected more, others. Right? This is about the factors in organizational change. External factors and internal factors. We have the equilibrium, organizational change. Right? External and internal factors are responsible. And what are the external factors? Technological change, change in marketing conditions, social change, and political and legal changes. Internal factors, change in managerial personnel. And managerial personnel means management team. You can see managerial level changes, right? And deficiency in existing organization. This is internal factors, and these are external factors. You are going for the new technology or adopting at latest technology. The company may adopting. Company may change in marketing conditions. Company may be changing the marketing area or conditions, or social changes, maybe in a new market. And reactive and proactive change. Reactive changes, this change happens when the organization undergoes with some factors, either internal or external. maybe manager changes or technology changes, right? Reactive changes happens only when there is a high pressure from the external or internal factors. High pressure. Example, pollution control factor issued by the government to install pollution control devices. This is high pressure from government pertaining to pollution control, right? And a reactive change from government authorities, legalities and all, right? Proactive change, proactive means practical. Here proactive means practical. So proactive change is brought out by the anticipation of likely behavior of the forces having impact on the organization. Right? So proactive changes, and we have planned changes as well. To understand planned change, let us remember a law given by Newton's, that is, bodies in motion tend to stay in motion and the bodies in rest tend to stay at rest. The organizational version of this law is those who believe in growth and forward movement tends to be an exemplar for change, while those who believe in this is how we do things around here lead to doom. Therefore, building change in a planned manner is the responsibility of the managers who are forward looking. Right? Planned change aims to promote the total organization or a major portion of it to adapt to significant changes in the organization's goals and direction. Right? Definition of planned change. Planned change is the deliberate design and implementation of a structural innovation, a new policy or goal or change in operating climate philosophy or style. Planned changes will be, and here planned change attempts in all aspects of the organization which are closely interrelated. Structural related changes, as I said, structural related, process related, right? Technology related changes, people related changes, and task related changes. They are interrelated and connected. If you are changing the technology, suppose we are going for technology related changes, so we may have to change the structure and the people related change as well, because you have to hire new employees who are well versed with that technology. You have to adjust the structure and processes with that technology, right? And related to task related change, this will also be affected how the task will be performed in the organization. So meaning planned change attempts in all aspects of the organization which are closely interrelated. If you are changing for technological related, going for the new technology, then we have to change the structure. The effects will be on structures, on people, on task, on all. Right? All will be affected. Similarly, if you are going for structural changes, process changes, again we have to change we have to change the technology, maybe less, right? Not entirely, but we will be changing the effects will be on the technology as well. People's and task related changes will also be. This is about planned changes, right? That is in detail about what which we have discussed. On the last slides, right? And planned changes, we will be stopping here for today up to the planned changes. We'll discuss later the rest of the slides, right? Thank you very much.